One of the things which affects our day-to-day plans is based on weather, from the clothes we wear, to the food we eat, and even the events we attend. In this session, we will be looking at weather and climate. Specifically, by the end of the lesson, you will be able to identify the factors affecting weather and climate, and explain how latitude, longitude, and topography affect weather and climate of an area. Both weather and climate have something to do with the atmospheric condition of an area. But what is the difference between the two rather similar terms? How is weather different from climate? Weather is the atmospheric condition of an area. This includes the change in temperature, wind, clouds, and the amount of precipitation in a day-to-day basis. While climate is the average weather condition of an area in a specific time period. The weather in the country is studied by Pag-asa, in which they gather data such as wind speed, temperature, and atmospheric pressure to provide an accurate weather prediction in an area. These are the factors which mainly affect the weather condition: pressure, temperature, precipitation, wind, and clouds. What about climate? First, we'll need to consider the amount of heat received by an area. Saan ang lokasyon ng isang lugar base sa latitude? Latitude is a horizontal imaginary line dividing the planet into northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, wherein located in the center is called the equator. The equator is where most of the sun's ray is directed, but since the planet is tilted about 23.5 degrees off its axis, this tilt drastically affects climate. Areas located near the equator experience warm tropical climate. Parang sa atin dito sa Pilipinas, meron tayong wet and dry seasons. While areas located in the Tropic of Cancer or above the equator and the Tropic of Capricorn, which is located below the equator, experience 4 seasons: summer, fall, winter, and spring. While areas located near or within the poles, thus Antarctica from the south and Arctic in the north, experience the opposite of those found at the equator. Yan ang napakalaking gampanin ng araw sa ating planeta. If the planet was not tilted at all, we'd be fried or frozen depending on where we live. The shape of the Earth also has a direct impact on why the areas near the equator receive more heat. Because the planet is oblate spheroid in shape, areas near the equator are significantly nearer than the poles to receive heat. All of these factors have a direct effect on the climate of an area as to where it is located on the latitude. Naranasan nyo na bang umakyat sa Baguio o bumisita sa Tuguegarao? How would you compare the temperature of these places? Why is Tuguegarao significantly warmer than Baguio? Paano ba tayo pumupunta doon? Hindi ba kapag sa Baguio, kailangan nating magpaikot-ikot sa pag-akyat? At kapag sa Tuguegarao naman, ay mistulang dire-diretsong kapatagan. It's all about the altitude. Yes, altitude, which is different from what we discussed earlier. Altitude, or elevation of an area, also has an impact on the climate experienced by an area. With altitude, we are comparing the elevation of an area based on the sea level. And since we drive upwards when we visit Baguio, the elevation is high on that area, about 1,400 meters above sea level, based on philatlas.com. While Tuguegarao resides at only about 20 meters above sea level based on the same source. Now, what can be inferred based on the initial data that we have? How is temperature and altitude related? The higher the altitude, the lower is the temperature, while the lower the altitude, the higher is the temperature. Or, we have an inverse relationship based on that. Ngayon, bakit kaya mas lumalamig kapag mas tumataas ang lokasyon ng isang lugar? As the altitude increases, the atmospheric pressure becomes less, while as the altitude decreases, the atmospheric pressure increases. Habang mas pataas ang lugar, mas mahinang pressure, kaya mas mahinang retention ng init. At kabaligtaran naman kapag mas mababa ang altitude. The next one is topography. Topography, or the geographical description of an area, pertains to how close or far it is located from a large body of water. Hindi ba ang mga dagat at malalaking anyo ng tubig ang pinagmumulan ng ulan? How frequent do areas near bodies of water experience precipitation or rainfall? When we compare an area far from a large body of water, what is temperature like during the night and during a sunny day? Isn't it that water absorbs heat slower but retains it longer, while soil absorbs heat fast at the same time releases it quickly? These concepts, when combined, give us a clue of what areas living near a large body of water and areas far from it experience. Kapag malapit sa dagat, madalas na nakakaranas ng ulan at mas stable ang temperature na nararanasan. Samantala, ang mga lugar na malalayo sa mga anyong tubig ay minsan lang kung makaranas ng ulan, at extreme ang nararanasang init at lamig dahil sa bilis na mag-absorb at mag-release ng init ang lupa na siyang pumapaligid rito. These are the factors which contribute to the climate of an area. Temperature and precipitation are the main indicators of climate, and these depend on the location of an area along latitude, the elevation, or the altitude, and the topography, or the distance of an area from a large body of water. In this session, you learned about weather and climate, the factors affecting climate, and the relationship of latitude, altitude, and topography in an area's average temperature and precipitation. That's it for this clip. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. See you again on the next one.